Okay, here is our daily sketch number 5 for artII. We just have some cool little renderings of, it looks like a tea cup with some steaming tea. There's 2 cups. I'm just going to draw one. I'm going to draw the one that's on the left closest to us. So the interesting and important thing to learn when you're drawing an object that has a mouth and then a bottom, you always have an ellipse, right? And so it depends on how big the opening is on that ellipse, and mine actually needs to be a little bigger. And so I'm going to erase this line that I drew too dark. I want to draw a little lighter. That ellipse, the curve right here is very important, okay? When you have a curve that's this angle or any other angle, you need to match the top with the bottom of the object. So my bottom of my teacup is going to be about here, and I'm going to make the ellipse curve be the same. Now I don't get to see the bottom of the teacup because it's a solid object, but I know there's a full ellipse there. So I'm just going to erase the back part. Now I also, because this is like a little bit of a foot of the cup, let me erase that. I know that there's another curve right here that finishes up the teapot. And so again, this ellipse needs to match that ellipse, needs to match that ellipse. If this was straight, that would look incorrect. If this was really curved, again, that would look incorrect. They always consistently match each other. So I'm going to fix that curve again. And I really want to pay attention to the nice shape of this cup. It's really rounded, and then it really, really comes in. Now, where I drew my foot, I just realized is incorrect. Usually I draw the feet last, so I can get this angle correct. So this one, actually, I have it really oval shape, but it comes in almost to a point, and that will help me get the shape of my actual cup correct, and that's why I was getting the wrong angle. So because that comes out, now it doesn't go straight down, it kind of curves, and then I come down to a point. And same with this part. I curve, but I'm not going to curve way out because it needs to mimic this curve. So that it gets a little bit hard. We want to try and mimic those same curves and have it taper at the same point. And I feel like this one's tapering a little bit more on this side, so I'm going to bring that out a little bit. I'm going to erase this line where I can see that silly foot that I started too early. And I'm going to look at this ellipse, and notice how I just drew like a fake ellipse that I'll erase. I'm going to step back and really look at this and see how that's looking. I'm satisfied. It seems like it maybe comes out a little bit more to match. But again, this is just a daily sketch, so if it's not perfect, you're not going to judge me. And I really need to center the foot of the mug and match this ellipse to that ellipse to this ellipse, and I feel like that's good. Now I did make a mistake here and drew way too dark, which is funny that I always tell you that in daily sketches, and then I always draw too dark. But I'm going to redraw this line, and there's a nice white lip that they left, and I want to make sure that that's there. And if I hadn't have drawn so dark, it would have been easier to do. Okay, so that's good. I like the shape. The handle starts right here. Usually when you draw a handle, it's off to the side, but there starts in, and it really is about a third of the way down the teacup. So here's where my handle starts, and it really has this nice curve up, and then it starts curving. It does not leave the side of the teacup very much at all. I really want to pay attention to this negative space that they've created and make sure I'm mimicking very closely the negative space that they have created. And then I know I'm going to get that handle correct. So now I'm going to fatten it up, and it really curves, sees back in. And I'm going to erase this line. And usually cups end the handles at the same spot. I wouldn't end this over here and clear back here. So fix that. And then they have like this line to indicate, I guess, that that's the inside. And I'm going to darken this up. This handle's a little wonky, a little bit different than I would draw handles normally. That's good. Okay, then I've got this string, and the string is really cool because it's this beautiful line that comes out and hooks onto the little I assume this is like the little paper that's left over from the tea bag that shows you what kind of tea it is. And this is steaming cup, so I'm going to draw some really cool steam swirls. And theirs kind of goes up and S's out, and it really comes. And now I'm sad I started so far to the top, so I won't see all my cool lines through my daily sketch labeling. And they've got a lot of this wispy line work that you can create, and then they have another one that steams this way, and you can just kind of have fun with that or copy it exactly. And then the inside's quite dark. I'm not going to worry too much about that. And I always like when there's a bit of a shadow. They have some line work with their shadow. I'm not going to worry about that too much, but I do like to add a bit of a shadow. Okay, and there's a nice cup of tea. Good luck.